Imagine a place bustling with life, families laughing, fires crackling, bells ringing across open fields. And then, without warning, without reason, it all disappears. Entire villages swallowed whole, leaving behind only questions, empty streets, and silent echoes. Throughout history, towns have vanished, not just in legend but in fact. Some were abandoned by choice, others left no explanation at all. These are the stories of places that disappeared without a trace. One of the most famous mysteries begins with the lost colony of Roanoke. In 1587, English settlers established a fragile foothold on the coast of North Carolina. When supply ships returned 3 years later, they found the settlement abandoned. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just a single word carved into a tree: Croatoan. Historians have argued for centuries. Was it starvation, war, disease? Or something far stranger, something that left no evidence at all? Thousands of miles away, in the frigid wilderness of Canada, the Anjikuni Village mystery unfolded. In 1930, a fur trapper named Joe LaBelle arrived at the Inuit settlement expecting warmth and welcome. Instead, he found cooking fires still smoldering, meals left unfinished, and no people. Sled dogs, vital to survival in the harsh cold, lay frozen and starved near the outskirts. The villagers' possessions were untouched. Their kayaks, crucial for hunting, remained on the shore. It was as if the entire population had simply stepped away and never returned. In Brazil, 1923, the village of Hoer Verde met a similar fate. Soldiers entered the town expecting resistance from political upheaval. Instead, they found silence. Fires still burned. Pots of stew simmered over embers, but there were no people, no signs of struggle, only a chilling message scrawled on a blackboard: there is no salvation. Theories ranged from bandits to mass panic, but no remains were ever found. Hoer Verde simply ceased to exist. On the misty Scottish coast, the island of Ilean Moor holds another strange story. In 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers vanished from their post without a trace. Relief crews found the lighthouse doors flung open, oilskins missing, and clocks inside frozen at the same time. Outside, the island was battered by waves, but the men were nowhere to be found. Some say they were swept away by rogue waves. Others whisper that the island itself, isolated, strange, might have stolen them away. In Central America, rumors persist about La Ciudad Blanca, the White City of Honduras. Explorers, adventurers, and even indigenous legends speak of a sprawling city swallowed by the jungle. Artifacts have been found. Footpaths end abruptly at walls overtaken by vines. But no living descendants remain, and no full excavation has revealed where or why the White City's people vanished. Across the sea, the abandoned town of Krakow, Italy, sits like a skeleton atop a rocky cliff. Once home to thousands, it was evacuated after landslides and earthquakes fractured the very earth beneath it. Yet local legend says something more ancient drove people away. A lingering curse, buried deep in the soil long before the first stone was laid. In the American West, Bodie, California stands frozen in time. Once a booming gold rush town, it emptied almost overnight as mines dried up, and as darker forces, some claimed, began to haunt its streets. Today, visitors to Bodie whisper of shadowy figures in windows, cold spots along empty streets, and a town that seems determined to remember, even if no one lives there anymore. On the remote Japanese island of Hashima, known as Battleship Island, a bustling mining community once thrived. But as coal reserves dwindled, the island was abandoned. Now its crumbling concrete buildings loom against the waves, empty windows staring like hollow eyes. It's a ghost city left to rot, a monument to a world that forgot it once existed. In the frigid seas of Alaska, the island of Kayakoi holds another mystery. Once a thriving Greek village, it was abandoned following political upheaval, but many believe something older lingers among its crumbling chapels. Winds howl through its empty streets like voices calling from a time when the villagers danced, prayed, and lived, unaware of what would come. Some disappearances are explained with time. Others grow darker, buried under layers of myth, fear, and unanswered questions. Consider the town of Thurmond, West Virginia, a coal town once bustling with life. As the industry collapsed, so too did Thurmond, leaving behind train tracks that lead to nowhere and hollow buildings swallowed by trees. Or the eerily symmetrical ruins of Gedi, Kenya, a medieval city built with coral stone, complete with palaces, mosques, and marketplaces, abandoned sometime in the 17th century for reasons no one has fully uncovered. Even today, locals claim the ruins are haunted, protected by ancient spirits. Visitors speak of sudden chills and disembodied whispers echoing off the crumbling stones. Closer to the modern day, the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania, continues to burn. In 1962, an underground coal fire ignited beneath the town. Smoke seeped from cracks in the earth. Homes collapsed without warning. Most residents fled, leaving their belongings behind. Today, only a few stubborn souls remain in Centralia, a town slowly being erased by the fire beneath its feet. Not all vanishings are natural. Some are purposeful, lost to history through human cruelty. The Trail of Tears saw dozens of indigenous villages across America wiped away as people were forced into deadly marches across new lands. What remains now are whispers in the trees, forgotten names carved into lonely hillsides. At times, nature takes back what we built. Rising seas swallowed Doggerland, the land that once connected Britain to mainland Europe. In its place, only waves, carrying the faintest memory of footsteps long gone. Sometimes it's not violence or disaster that empties a place, but simply the slow forgetting of time. Towns like Pripyat, Ukraine, evacuated after the Chernobyl disaster, now stand in radioactive stillness. Children's toys sit abandoned on classroom floors. Carnival rides rust under grey skies. A whole world ended in a moment, and then lingered on, hollow and still. What connects these places isn't just their abandonment. It's the way they linger, halfway between the world of the living and the world of ghosts. The way empty streets seem to hum with memories no one can see. The way silent buildings seem to lean in, listening for voices that no longer come. We like to think of disappearance as something sudden, something violent. But often it happens slowly. One person leaving, one family moving away, until only echoes remain. These vanishing villages remind us that permanence is an illusion, that even the brightest towns, the happiest homes, can be swallowed by time. And that somewhere, right now, another place might be slipping away, its last lights flickering against the dark, its final footsteps fading into mist.